Veprimtarja Halil Geci ka reaguar pas mbledhjes së fundit të Këshillit të Sigurimit të OKB-s, duke cilësuar paraqitjen e përfaqësuesit serb Marko Gjurić si shembull tipik të propagandës serbe. Në një postim në rrjetet sociale, Geci ka theksuar se Serbia po përpiqet të paraqesë veten si viktimë, ndërsa mendimin e lobit ruso-kinez tenton të shtrembërojë të vërtetën për Kosovën. Ai ka lavdëruar paraqitjet e ministres së jashtme Donika Gërvalla, duke thënë se ajo i tregoi botës se e vërteta e Kosovës nuk mposhtet me propagandë. Sipas Gecit, Heshtja e bashkësisë ndërkombëtare ndaj binjeshtrave të Serbisë dhe përfshirja e elitave shqiptare të shitura është shqetësuese, por e vërtetë e Kosovës do të mbetet më e fortë se çdo mashtrim. Në vijim, postimi i tij plot, propaganda serbe në Këshillin e Sigurimit dhe Heshtja e Botës, dhe vërteta nuk mund të tjetërsohet, sado që Serbia dhe argatët e saj të përpiqen ta shtrembërojnë historinë. Raporti i fundit i Marko Gjurićit në Këshillin e Sigurimit është shembulli më i qartë i propagandës së vjetër serbe që përpiqet të paraqesë agresorin si viktimë. Me gjuhë të stisur e me mbështetjen e lobit ruso-kinez, Serbia po përpiqet të tjetërsojë gjendjen reale në veriun e Mitrovicës, aty ku pas luftës me ndihmën e KFOR-it francez u vranu, dëbuan dhe u grabitën pronat e shqiptarëve autokton. Fatkeqësisht, kësaj propagande janë bashkëngjitur edhe disa nga elitat shqiptare të shitura, politikanë e analistë që për një interes të vogël kanë rrëburuar shpirtin e tyre duke i bërë argatin Beogradit. Edhe pse sot sytë e botës janë mbi Kosovën, askush nuk guxon t'i thotë Serbisë hapur mjaft me gënjeshtra, kur dihet qartë se ajo është në hijen dhe armatimin e Rusisë dhe Kinës, e përkrahur në çdo hap nga forcat që kuose deshën paqen në Ballkan. Në këtë skemë të rreme qëndroi me dinjitet zonja Donika Gërvalla, e cila në paraqitjen e saj tregoi botës se e vërteta e Kosovës nuk mposhtet me propagandë. Të gjithë ata që sot flasin me frymën e Beogradit janë pasardhës shpirtëror të atyre që dikur i shërbenin Miloševićit, dhe kjo histori po përsëritet, por tani me maska të reja. Serbia nuk është vetëm në këtë betejë të rreme, ajo i ka pranë tradhtarët shqipfolës që me zell i shërbejnë kauzës së saj kundër Kosovës, por e vërteta është e fortë dhe Kosova ka miq, ka dinjitet dhe mbi gjitha ka qeveri që ju thot stop rrencave.
Rejecting Serbia. But please, we need a real dialogue, not deception by Vučić, whose strategy towards the EU is betrayal and towards his neighbors is hybrid warfare up to paramilitary aggression. Yes, reducing tensions. As the smaller neighbor, we have every interest to reduce tensions with our aggressive neighbor, who has a military machine equipped by far beyond what is necessary for defense, equipped even by Russia and China. And for the first time in history, it has undertaken military exercises even with China, in China, just a few weeks back. That is the reality. Many other presentations are wishful thinking. Therefore, we have to be as clear as possible here at the highest UN body, whose most important obligation from the UN Charter is to preserve peace. The fact of the matter is, Serbia has proven in 2023 that it is ready for war. Vučić can only be deterred, not convinced. A racist mindset is not something you can simply wish or talk away. In September 2023, Serbia carried out a military-grade attack against the Republic of Kosovo, sending paramilitaries trained and equipped by Serbia with anti-tank, anti-aircraft, and other sophisticated weapons, with plans to carve out the northern territory of our country by force. The commander of that incursion was Vučić's right-hand man for Kosovo. Meanwhile, Vučić keeps hosting him as a guest of honor of the regime. It is impunity for murder, for aggression. The international community has to pressure the regime. If there are no consequences, they will escalate further because they have nothing to fear but words. The current Serbian Foreign Minister, Đurić, knows that murderer very well. He has no problem with murderers and with violence. He may have a soft voice, ladies and gentlemen, but he sat down for coffee after the Banjska aggression with the murderer Radojčić. Đurić was Vučić's representative for Kosovo for years, colluding with extremists, overseeing a massive increase in violence and threats against Serb citizens by Serb criminals and terrorists. He was a partner in crime, corruption, and suppression. Then we came into power, and that story ended. We freed those citizens, mostly Serb Kosovar citizens, from the brutal grip of organized crime. Unfortunately, none of that you will know if you read the UNMIK reports. Kosovo is not the country described in a biased and incomplete UNMIK report, which omits basic facts. Russia's and Serbia's propaganda machines are investing a lot to distort reality, to claim that our Serb citizens are being driven out of the country. Here's the catch. Does anyone here know any country that invests millions for 2,000 jobs in a region with less than 30,000 people only to drive them out? Does anyone know any country that allows foreign hostile payments to its own citizens while at the same time paying pensions, child benefits, and social transfers itself? Nothing of that you will find in the UNMIK report. We are against any discrimination, but we will also not tolerate that the horrors of the past return. Never again. We fight extremism and we fight for tolerance and the rule of law, like any other normal European country. Serbia is not a normal European country. It is ready to bully, to threaten, and to attack peaceful neighbors. That is why we know how to distinguish between Belgrade regime and the Serb citizens. Months ago, Serbia arrested former police officer Arbnor Spahiju while he was traveling through Serbia with his family. The accusation? Alleged involvement in the defense against the Serbian attack on Banjska. At that time, however, Arbnor Spahiju had long left the police service and was living abroad. But this case clearly demonstrates the extent of Serbia's involvement in the Banjska attack and its pursuit of retaliation against those who defended Kosovo and resisted Radojčić and the other paramilitaries involved in the Banjska operation. From this very place, I call on Serbia to immediately release Arbnor Spahiju. The situation in the Balkans is not complicated. It is not about tensions or ethnic divisions or history. It's about the present and about real threats. If you take the Vučić regime out of the equation, the Balkans is all peace and cooperation. There is no quarrel between Albania, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Kosovo, or Bosnia. On the contrary, we trade, we travel, and we all share the same European and Euro-Atlantic